Push for a deep understanding. That's the title of today's passage from The Daily Stoic by Ryan Holiday. We are on day 240 of 366. We're going to start off today with a little blurb from Marcus Aurelius. January 24th. Push for a deep understanding. From Rusticus, I learned to read carefully and not be satisfied with a rough understanding of the whole, and not to agree too quickly with those who have a lot to say about something. That's from Marcus Aurelius in Meditations. The first book of Marcus Aurelius' Meditations begins with a catalog of gratitude. He thanks, one by one, the leading influences in his life. One of the people he thanks is Quintus Junius Rusticus, a teacher who developed in his student a love of deep clarity and understanding, a desire to not just stop at the surface when it comes to learning. It was also from Rusticus that Marcus was introduced to Epictetus. In fact, Rusticus loaned Marcus his personal copy of Epictetus' lectures. Marcus clearly wasn't satisfied with just getting the gist of these lectures and didn't simply accept them on the teacher's recommendation. Paul Johnson once joked that Edmund Wilson read books as though the author was on trial for his life. That's how Marcus read Epictetus. And when the lessons passed muster, he absorbed them. He absorbed them. When he thought they were good enough, he absorbed them. They became part of his DNA as a human being. He quoted them at length over the course of his life, finding real clarity and strength in the words, even amid the immense luxury and power he would come to possess. That's the kind of deep reading and study we need to cultivate as well, which is why we are reading just one page a day instead of a chapter at a time, so we can take the time to read attentively and deeply. And I am guilty of not doing that every day. And the goal is a goal of self-discipline for myself is what I set. I wanted to see if I could read one passage a day, actually do it. How many people actually do it? I'm sure there's a few. It's a great book. But my goal is also to discipline myself to record these and put them out there in the ether, and hopefully that some of these lessons actually will cross the path of someone that needs to hear it. So I know yesterday, I was super tired yesterday, and I just actually watched it, and I'm like, man, what did I even say? I was so tired. And I put it out there. At least I got something from it. At least I got got in the habit of doing it. But as today's lesson says, we really need to absorb it. Not everything is going to hit close to home. Not everything is going to be relevant at the time. But when you find a message that you sync up with, or it feels right, you really understand it, use it, really absorb it, start quoting it on a day-to-day basis. And I've said this over and over again, the knowledge that we learn, it's absolutely useless to have trivial knowledge in your brain if you're not going to use it. So if you find something good in here or in some other book or some other piece of advice you get from a wise friend or relative, then hold on dear to it and use it. Use the knowledge and start to live by these things. Use your best own reasoned choice to collect these little bits of wisdom and then share them and live a good life. See you guys tomorrow.